On a summer morning in 1966, three siblings caught a 5-minute bus ride to their local beach, a trip they had made many times before. By that afternoon, all three of them had evaporated from existence. There were no bodies, no crime scene, and no survivors to tell the story. The day was meant to be a simple Australia Day outing. 9-year-old Jane, 7-year-old Arnna, and little Grant, who was just 4, were permitted by their mother to take the local bus from Somerton Park to Glenelg Beach. They were given enough money for the fare and lunch, with a firm expectation to be home by 2 p.m. In 1960s Adelaide, this was a standard degree of independence. The cultural norm of the era viewed the local beach as an extension of the neighborhood, and letting children travel there unsupervised was an accepted part of a coastal summer. Because the morning began with such a predictable, mundane routine, the silence that followed remains uniquely unsettling. Throughout the morning, the children's movements were well documented. Multiple witnesses recalled seeing them playing in the shallows of the surf and later running through the sprinklers at a nearby park. But those same witnesses also noted a stranger. A tall, tanned man in his mid-30s was seen playing games with the siblings and appeared to have bought them lunch. At 11:15 a.m., the children entered a local bakery. The shopkeeper noticed a specific detail that didn't fit. Jane paid for their snacks with a significantly larger bill than the small change their mother had provided that morning. This moment at the bakery counter is the final confirmed sighting of Jane, Arnna, and Grant Beaumont. From this point forward, they disappear from the historical record. When the 2 p.m. bus arrived without them, the family's concern escalated into a search. Their father, Jim Beaumont, a catchy driver, spent the afternoon navigating the holiday traffic, scouring the beach and the surrounding streets for any sign of his children. By that evening, a standard parental worry had shifted into a total, traceless void. The state response was immediate. Hundreds of police officers, military personnel, and civilian volunteers began a systematic sweep of the coastline, searching everything from harbor boats to private residences. As media coverage blanketed the country, parents began locking their doors and ending the tradition of unsupervised play. The long-standing Australian assumption of child safety had effectively dissolved. Despite the mobilization, the search was a series of mounting failures. No clothing was found abandoned at the beach or the park. No footprints or personal items were recovered from the sand. And most importantly, not a single confirmed witness saw them after they left the bakery at 11:30 a.m. This is the core paradox of the Beaumont case. South Australia's most extensively resourced search operation produced a total absence of physical evidence. With no physical clues to follow, the investigation was forced to rely on increasingly desperate theories as the years passed. In 1968, police were lured into a useless ambush by a series of hoax letters purportedly written by Jane, claiming the children were being held and would be returned at a specific location. No one appeared. The desperation eventually led authorities to fly in Gerard Croiset, a Dutch psychic. He claimed he could visualize the children's remains beneath the floor of a local factory. citizens actually raised the funds for a full televised excavation of the site. Thousands watched live as the concrete was broken and the earth was removed. They found nothing. These failures only compounded the tragedy, demonstrating that a search fueled by desperation rather than evidence is essentially blind. In the decades since, dozens of suspects have been scrutinized, but the most compelling modern theory centers on Harry Phipps, a wealthy Adelaide businessman who died in 2004. Years after his father's death, Hayden Phipps contacted police with a memory that redirected the entire investigation. He claimed he had seen the 3 Beaumont children in his family's backyard on the day they disappeared. Hayden further recalled seeing his father loading a heavy object into the trunk of a car and driving away immediately afterward. 2 men claimed Phipps paid them to dig a grave-sized hole at his factory site. Mapping these locations revealed a plausible logistical window. The route between the beach, the Phipps home, and the factory aligned precisely with the timeline of the children's disappearance. The alignment of a family member's testimony with a specific physical location provided investigators with their most substantive lead in decades. In 2013 and again in 2018, police returned to the factory site with modern forensic tools and ground-penetrating radar, hoping to finally provide a definitive answer. But the pattern of the case held firm. Despite the specific theory and the modern equipment, the excavations turned up nothing. The soil was empty. Jim and Nancy Beaumont spent the rest of their lives in this state of suspended grief. Nancy passed away in 2019, having spent over half a century waiting for information that never arrived. The case remains the longest-running active missing persons investigation in the history of the state. The Beaumont case remains uniquely haunting through the total 60-year absence of a crime scene, a confession, or a single physical trace. All that remains is the void they left behind.